Hello everyone. Today I thought I'd share with you my first file folder scrapbook. And I made this one of Bodie. It's a California ghost town to commemorate the day we went to Bodie, my husband and my girlfriend, her 2 dogs, and I. So this is the file folder. I used 3 folders and I did glue them together for stability. I know some people sew them together at the spine, but and you can do that, but I didn't want to take the trouble of getting my sewing machine out. So on a little side note, before I go into how I did this, Bodie is a ghost town that was founded in 1859, and prospectors started going there because there was gold, and you can still see an abandoned gold mine there, although it's boarded up and they don't let people go in there for safety reasons. And Bodie was so rambunctious that it has reputation of being as violent as Tombstone, Deadwood, and Dodge City. So obviously it was a lot of fun living there in those days. Second page, I just did a cover. I glued a back page scrapbook paper, and here are some shots of Bodie and some field notes. How Bodie became a state park in 1962. Elevation is 8,375 feet, and other little tidbits like that. This other page, the wood plank that you see there, that is scrapbook paper as well. So as you can see, some of these photographs, beautiful photographs, were taken by my husband, the photographer, Wayne Klingingsmith. And this is the last page that I wanted to go into some detail with you about, especially this flap feature. This feature allows you to get a lot of photographs into very little real estate. You know, because you can only glue or sew on so many file folders together. So I couldn't get any from Heidi Swap, who I think originally came up with this idea for file folders and all that. But all the shops around this area were sold out, and I couldn't get any online, and I didn't want to wait. So I improvised my own. So what I did was, since I didn't have the flaps, I glued my cardstock and used that to hold my photographs, and I glued them on in tandem this way. And then for each flap, I put a picture, and I also did some journaling about Bodie. Those are Maverick and Trinket, my girlfriend's 2 dogs. I generally don't do so much factual journaling and all that. Usually my scrapbooks are more photographs than anything else, but Bodie has such a rich, interesting, rambunctious history that, you know, I just wanted to get that in there. So pretty much that's about it. After I glued pictures and stuff in there, I did go ahead and put in some embellishments on my own, such as a postcard, little old-fashioned things that I cut out and glued. So that's pretty much it. This is Bodie. Hope you enjoyed it. Hi everybody. I just wanted to do a real short clip on what kind of folders I used, and how you don't have to go to the store and buy new things in order to make these scrapbooks. What I did is I used 3 folders. You can use these plain manila ones like this. It's an old one. Or you can go to the store and nowadays, you know, buy all the prints and beautiful colors that you want. If you really like the colors and the prints, they work for the theme you're doing, great, because then you don't have to spend extra time covering them. However, as in my Bodhi one, you know, some of these prints were a little bit too strong for what I was trying to do, so I did end up covering them, as you saw, in something like this scrapbook paper, which is more appropriate for the old ghost town Bodhi. So again, you know, you just script it to how you want it. Now, people ask me all the time, how do I get these 3 folders to stay together? Well, there's a couple of ways you can do it. You can put one inside the other like this and sew it with your machine down the spine, or hand sew it down the spine, and you've kind of got a book. However, if you're like me and you don't like to get your sewing machine out, you can bind them together by gluing pages together. So first of all, what I did was I needed a book, so I took the last page and this, and you can use scrappy tape, this type of tape. You can use your trusty tape on a roll, glue on a roll, or you can use zip dry paper glue, which I really like because it dries clear and it dries without wrinkling. However, I must warn you, the drying time on this is about 5 seconds, so you have to work quickly. And it establishes a very strong bond. So if you're nervous, I would suggest using this tape that you can, if you change your mind, you know, you can take it apart. So this is what I use. Anyway, so for a Bodhi, I just laid these strips together, or double-sided tape, and then you close it like that. And then you've got one page, because this will become one page. And then you've got another page, and then I glued these 2 pages together. So that's how you keep doing it. And if you glue, make sure you glue the entire perimeter surface area, and you've got a really strong bond for stability, because your folder will be open and shut many times. So you know, you don't want your work, you don't want to have reputation as your work coming apart. So you know, I'm really careful with that. So that's how you put basically your folder together. And then once you've got that together, you can put in pockets or little flaps, whatever you feel like doing, or like I did, I showed you in my previous video, picture flaps if you like, and other embellishments. So let me go ahead and show you the details of how I did these flaps on my scrapbook. So I'll put this aside for now. As I said, you know, it would have just been easier for me had I bought Heidi Swap's thing, but I couldn't. So what I did was I got these card stock, which I have a lot of because I'm a rubber stamper, and I use these to make my cards. So I was trying to think of some way to, you know, improvise this so it would flap up and look good as well. So what I did, I turned this white page over so you could see the white against what I'm doing. So I first glued one page down, then you glue a photograph right on top of it. Okay? Then if you like I did journaling here, or you can put another photograph like this. However, I didn't want to put two photographs like this, so when the journal's closed, the two photographs face each other. I was concerned about it sticking together or transfer. So for that reason, you know, you can put some kind of embellishment here, or put, as I did, put some journaling on this flap if you like, okay? And then now you have to go on to the second here. So what I did was I cut the cardstock, and because I didn't want it to bulk up, I cut off about 1/3 of it. I cut off 2/3 and left 1/3. And then I just stuck this like this inside. Like this. So luckily for me, I had used this glue, which is repositionable, since this was my first flap I was making. So I was able to take this up and put this like this. Okay? So now you've got two flaps. Then you put your other photograph right there. And then you go on, keep on going. So you need to cut 2/3 off of this, leave 1/3, and you're going to stick that right up here like this. And you've got this tandem flaps, much like this one. Okay, and that's how I did it.